Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having an amazing day like I am. We're going to take a quick look here at HNT, Helium, and just before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but I'm just kind of in a crunch for time here today, so I'm going to summarize for you. We're right around 49,000, kind of doing a whole lot of nothing today, pretty much consolidating sideways. But we had a 6% increase yesterday, allowing for a lot of altcoins to kind of increase and kind of, I wouldn't say break free from Bitcoin, but kind of give that little relief because Bitcoin's finally making higher highs and higher lows. All good stuff there at this point. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade. So if you are new to the channel, thank you again for joining me here, but I hope you learned something today. I prefer to try to teach you how to trade for a lifetime instead of just for one day, okay? I have a trading community designed with that specific purpose in place where a lot of people are actually coming together, we're learning and growing, and it's an amazing experience. I send out signals for every single trade that I take, and I'll have a trading academy rolled out next month for premium members only. Now, moving forward here for HNT, what we're looking at is pretty straightforward. We're testing a major resistance level here today, and it looks like it got rejected about 42.19. Let's see how the moving averages are treating us. We are, oh, awesome. Okay, excellent. So we're back above the 50-day set moving average. Not a lot of coins can say that right now. Granted, this one-day candlestick hasn't closed yet, but we've got about 6 hours left in this trading cycle. The likelihood of that happening is pretty high. And that's great news based on the simple fact that 38.16 was a previous resistance, broke through that here today, and that's also right where the 50 SMA is holding. So all good stuff. We can get the one-day candle to close in this range between 38.10 and about 42.20, then we're going to be in really good shape. Okay, so all good stuff there for HNT. I like it. And we're back up over 50 on the RSI as well. Awesome, awesome stuff. So really, ultimately great things that we can see here from HNT. And look how healthy this is too, this awesome continuation. This is the staircase pattern that I refer to. That is a really healthy ways in which, you can see, growth occur in a coin. In other words, when the price continues upwards, kind of goes sideways, has that healthy retracement, and then continues back up. It's really good. Now we can kind of see here, obviously, that we're at I wouldn't say we're at an overextended state, but okay, yeah, we are. So let's take a look here. Let me explain this here. So if you're new to TD Sequential, first of all, it stands for Tom DeMark Sequential, and really awesome, brilliant. I think he was a mathematician. I forget specifically, but awesome trader. And what he does is he basically has a formula where if you count up, from the fourth previous candlestick up into a 9, that's when you usually hit to reach a state of exhaustion. So if you look back here, you see we hit a 9, continued on a little bit further, then it ramped back up. We hit a 9 just now, and now we're coming up and it's starting to retrace. So typically if you go to a 9, you're supposed to see the price go sideways or consolidate, right? Well, the price is past that point, so we're kind of in overtime here, but we're at the fourth candlestick, so this is usually a pretty standard place for the price to consolidate or retrace. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the price kind of come back down here close to 38.20, which is a major key level support now, and then bounce, right? That could very well be the case. But if you see this here, that's actually very healthy to see it go down to a 9 plus 4 and now to an upwards of a 9 plus 4 again. So it's having very similar patterns. So we can expect the price to, I wouldn't say come all the way down to just say 32 or something. I think we're probably looking at about 38 is probably the next lowest point. Because again, that 50-day SMA is going to be holding on the one-day chart. That should be the new support. Okay. So we're in good shape, but the key understanding here I want you to know is that in the midterm, basically the middle time frame, if you will, the 4-hour chart is kind of good for that. We have kind of a transition that we're going to go through where we might see the price come back down. We're overextended on the 4-hour. Okay, it's not a bad thing. It just it's actually healthy if it comes back down and bounces. If it keeps going much further, we'll expect it to come down a lot harder. We don't want that. We want this nice, healthy continuation. Okay. So good stuff there. And once again, we're above both moving averages. We also have a potential for a golden cross to occur here soon, where you see the 50 intersect with the 200. That could occur in the next 12 to 24 hours. So all good stuff there, really. There's nothing negative here for HNT. I like what I see here so far. Now let's take a quick look at TD Sequential. We're still overextended on the 1 hour as well, okay? So if we get an overextension on the 4-hour and the 1 hour, it's a cause for concern that we will definitely see some type of retracement. Now this did retrace, of course, and we're down to a 1 again, so we could hypothetically see 8 hours more bullish continuation to the upside. But do we want to see that? No. We want the price to come down even further to give it enough time to breathe and then for it to have that next leg up at a key level support level. Okay. Again, we don't always get what we want, right? But that would be an optimal scenario as the price comes down a little closer to 38. Now let's see what Ishimoku Cloud is telling us. it pretty much tells us we still want to keep our position open. So hypothetically, we would take our position here when the price broke above the cloud. We have the conversion line still above the baseline, has been the entire time, and a lagging span for you to clear any price action. So this is a very, very healthy continuation, and it really helps us understand that we could still leave our position open from HNT and be just fine. Granted, if it comes down back to about 38, the likelihood of the cloud essentially giving you a sell signal is pretty high. Just keep in mind that's mostly only applicable to those who are using more day trading or very short-term swing trades. Okay, so try not to concern yourself now. I mean, if you're HNT forever, or you're like me and you're an HNT miner, you probably don't need to bother selling your position, right? You just keep it open, you just keep adding to your position essentially through your mining, and it's all well and good. But if you are buying and selling HNT on a regular basis more frequently, then the cloud would probably be a better appropriate indicator for you. Okay, but big picture, let's go ahead and identify this here and see where we could go from here. Now, ultimately, when it comes to kind of identifying big picture, we want to kind of look at best case scenario, right? Now, I'm not a best case scenario kind of person. I prefer to be realistic and conservative, but let's just go ahead and play the devil's advocate or whatever term you want to use for that, and just say that if HNT were to continue on the same progression, say it were to increase like it has recently, 65% in 1 week's worth of trading, then hypothetically, we would need to see that happen about, what, 3 to 4 times? So if we want to get about, just say 3.5 to 4x of where we're at presently, as far as distance is concerned, not necessarily overall price, then we would see about $93.75 as a potential over the next 4 weeks, right? So again, HNT continues to progress the same as it has last week and does that same thing 3 weeks in a row, then we'll be at about $93, $94. Is that likely? Probably not, because you need to have healthy continuation and healthy consolidation patterns. Not to say that HNT hasn't exuded that, it's just that to keep that up for a full month is a different story altogether, okay? So just keep that in mind. But big picture, I would say by end of January, there is potential. Again, do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but there is definitely potential for 93.75 by the end of January, okay? What I think is more realistic is probably to see that price point somewhere in February or March, right? When altcoin season kicks off, preferably Bitcoin has a blow off top. We still don't know if that will happen yet, but we need a lot of market capitalization to come away from Bitcoin and to come to altcoins like this for that to happen. And believe it or not, Bitcoin is still accumulating a large amount of volume and a lot of capitalization in the last week at this low price point that everyone feels is the low point. So that tells me we're going to see a continuation of the upside very soon from Bitcoin, based on the fact that it's becoming a very strong support level on its volume profile alone. So all good stuff there. Anyways, I hope you found benefit here. Obviously learned a thing or two. If you're an HNT miner like me, feel free to comment below. Love to hear from you. And actually, believe it or not, a lot of our community members are HNT miners as well. So it's a really cool situation, and it's definitely growing. If you don't already have one, consider getting one. It's only about an 8-month delay. So order now, you might get it next year. Anyways, thanks again for your time. I look forward to seeing you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.